So this is our Pro Mixer XL, and the reason we call it the XL because we've upgraded a lot of valves on here. So typically with a 12-volt system, everybody is usually running 1/2-inch valves. We run 3/4, as well as the check valve. So check valve here, check valve there, and a check valve there in the system. What that does, it allows the flow to not be restricted when you're going through a check valve or you're going through that metering system. Just overall works a lot better. We've tested it with 1/2-inch, we've tested it with 3/4. In that body, when you're turning that and metering it, you got a lot bigger chamber for the liquid to be metered. So works really well. It's kind of our little secret system that we've developed here at Expert Power Wash. We got, I think, over 100 of these out in the field now, and they're working pretty awesome. There is some maintenance concerns with these that'll kind of give you a couple more tips. These check valves right here, those typically go bad in 1 to 2 years. So we recommend changing those out and rebuilding this whole mixer about once a year. And that's just pulling all these parts and fittings off, using a nice soft bristle brush, scrubbing off all of the Teflon, all the sealant, and then resealing this all up and putting it all back together. If you do that, you'll eliminate some of the breakdowns that guys commonly see out in the field. It's not common for the water or the soap to have check valve issues, but definitely on the bleach side, which is this side. Again, just clean that up. If you do preventative maintenance, your system will serve you well. Another little thing I'll insert into this video, guys that are not mechanical or don't know how to turn a wrench, you're going to have to learn this stuff pretty quickly if you're running this type of business. Bleach is a corrosive. It will kill things. It will make parts go bad. It'll push through seals. You're going to get leaks. It's just part of the business. But that preventative maintenance can prevent some of those things from happening and keep you rolling on jobs. So I'll go over some of the kind of best practices for this mixer. We typically keep the water all the way on. And then when we're doing roofs and houses, we're just going to bump this on just a little bit. Somewhere in about right there. That's a nice setting for soap. If you need more soap, obviously, bump it up a little bit. It's going to take about 2 or 3 minutes for that change and mix to get all the way to the gun, because it's got to work its way all the way through the pump and then 200 feet of hose. So I'll turn this off for now. If you're out in the Pacific Northwest and you're dealing with some of the moss that we're dealing with, we run our stuff wide open. So water all the way on, bleach all the way on. That's going to give you about a 50-50 mix. So that's about a 6% for most roofs. If you're spraying a house, and again, we have that guide there on the inside of this skid, we like to be somewhere around 1. That's a good starting point. And these are all suggestions. Every job's going to be a little bit different. The buildup's going to be different. So those are just some common settings for you. Now let's go through a real life scenario here. Say you're doing a house, you got the soap bumped on a little bit, your bleach is turned on a little bit, this valve would be up. So that would be in the spraying position. You're doing all your soft washing. We recommend using a pressure washer with a low pressure nozzle for rinsing. So on the rinse cycle, very important to watch this video over and over again to make sure that you are doing it right. But you want to turn the soap off, turn this all the way on. Now that's not turning your bleach all the way on, because remember, you're turning that valve to water. So you want full flow through here. Obviously that's still on all the way, then soap off. You don't want to pull a bunch of soap into the line when you are on the rinse cycle. Let's talk a little bit more about this throughway valve. So again, as I was explaining on the bleach side, this valve simply allows you to pull bleach or water into this valve. This is a nice little addition that we add to our skids. In the past, before this whole thing was integrated into a soft wash mixer system, guys would just go like this, turn the bleach off, obviously soap would be off, and then they're pulling water in through the water valve. That works to a certain extent, but let me explain some of the downfalls of that type of system. So you're going to pull water all the way through here. It's going to push water through here, so it's going to rinse out your block, and then it's going to rinse out the pump, the hose, the gun, and all that stuff. The problem without having a rinse valve is you never bring water into this leg of the mixer. And you're gonna have premature fail points. 12.5, and our bleach is pretty hot out here. We're getting it like 13.5, sometimes even close to 14%. You leave 14% bleach sit in that side of the mixer, you're gonna have some big problems. So we don't do it that way. We don't like those systems. We would simply just turn that all the way on, turn this to water, and that's gonna completely rinse out the soft wash mixing system and make it last a lot longer. All right, so that's just a little free tip on how to use our Pro mixer. Hopefully that helps somebody, and it'll definitely help our customer here with this skid.